Before this video begins, I would just like to publicly state that this is for a general audience. This can be enjoyed by children and adults alike. Children under the age of 13 can enjoy this video for the Thomas & Friends brand itself. Teens and adults can also enjoy this video for its production value and nostalgia.
Thank you, Mainland Studios. There's 2, there's 4, there's 6 and 8. Shunting, rolling stock, and hauling freight. Red, green, yellow, orange, purple, brown, blue. They're the really useful crew. That's who. All with different roles to play around Tidmouth sheds and far away. Down Gordon's Hill and around some bends, we got Thomas and his friends.
It's the time of year again. The time that conceals scares and surprises.
And ghost stories.
And when the engine went through the buffers, he never returned again. You know, that plot sounds very similar to a low-rated movie.
Well, I have a scary story for you all. It all started long ago at an old ship mill. There was construction of a new siding in the place, so the miners wasted no time evacuating blast from the mines. One miner was working so hard that he got dusty ballast specks into his eyes. He rubbed his eyes so much that they were red as rubies. It creeped out some of the miners, and they nicknamed him the Red-Eyed Miner. Then one day, it happened.
He retired?
No, tragedy struck. The Red-Eyed Miner was trapped, so he went to the darkness to find a way out. But he was never found again. Legend has it that every night on the month of the accident in the mine, you can see his glowing red eyes and maybe hear a tune as he works.
The engines shook their side rods.
That was a pretty scary story.
Even Mike was quite petrified of the tale. The next day, the engines eventually let go of their fears and continued on with their work. That evening, Jock was just shunting at the ballast mines. And right when he was about to depart, he heard an unfamiliar, raspy voice. We'll meet again, don't know where.
What's on? Who's there?
I think it's a hobo or so. Let's get out of here. And that's just what Jock did. The following day, Jock told the engines about his events last night.
So this guy was singing "We'll Meet Again."
It's probably a drunkard.
What makes you think of that?
It's the 21st century, mate. Humans do weird stuff nowadays. One time, on the platform, I saw this one lass with her iPhone. You know, phones with the eye in front of it, but anyways, she was doing one of those selfies, and then she said, #bangs. Oh, the way she said it made my coupling cringe. But that aside, We've got work to do. I don't want to be spooked out anymore. And so, Mike puffed away to work. But soon, Mike's fears returned when the night was crisp and cold. He had to pick up some rolling stock from the mines. But when he got to the mines, he was very shaken. Suddenly, he heard a low whistle. Who's there? It was only an owl hooting away. Oh, well, there's your whistling too. I wonder where the eyes are. The red-eyed miner! Ah! Ah!
Oh, finally I'm out. I could barely breathe in there.
The next day.
First Jock, now Mike thinking there's a ghost roaming at the mines.
Maybe Mike's right. There could be someone causing havoc.
We better tell some workmen to search the woods a bit. Speaking of Mike, where is he?
Okay, Ryan, as risky as this sounds, I'm going to need to make an alliance with Sailor John. What? No, but you can't do that. I know, but I just thought maybe there is some good in him, so I know it's crazy talk. I meant like you can't because he passed away with skin cancer on his head 3 years ago. Oh. However, I could go to the Blue Mountain Quarry to pick up some dynamite. That's a great idea. Meanwhile, back at the mines...
Anything?
Not one person. Maybe we scared them off.
That's Mike's whistle.
Say your prayers, demonic Casper!
Mike, what are you doing?
Suddenly, I feel so much better.
Mike, you cocky hot female! You could have severely injured someone in there!
Sounds like there is someone in there. We'll go check and see. And so they did. And when the dust cleared, their next sight beguiled them. Wow, what a blast! Oh, hey there. Nice of you to pop in. Outside, Rex and Bert pulled the old engine out. He was very rustic. Hello, my name's Albert. I used to work on the Minnesota Railway. Dearie me, how long were you down there? Well, it all started during World War II.
Okay, if it's your backstory that bad, you don't have to tell us.
I was shunting in the mines
Never mind, he's telling us.
when all of a sudden the air raids went off. My crew jumped clear, but they still left my steam on and accidentally turned on the reverser. And I was left in the mines. The engines felt sympathy for Albert and thought it was best to help him.
Well, that's the end of that chapter. So, who's ready to put the past behind us?
Right behind you.
Jeez, don't have to sound serious.
Jock? That wasn't me.
Oh, then who was it?
Happy Halloween!
After a minor explosion at the Arlsdale mines, Albert was discovered and taken to the Steamworks. He was in need of a much-long overhaul. All the rusty parts were gone, and broken parts were replaced, and at long last, he emerged out of the Steamworks, a completely brand new looking smart engine. He was no longer a dull blue, but now a shiny bronze Talikflin green. Sir Handels checked up on his long-lost brother.
Wow, brother, you look sharp in bronze Talikflin green.
Thanks. You still look smart in your dark blue liberty.
Now that you're restored, it's time for a couple of tests. And Mr. Percival was true to his word. Albert had to practice and regain some of his old skills, from shunting to pulling trains. One of his most recent trains he had to take was a little trip along the entire Scarlowy Railway. On board his coach was the owner of the Chorus Railway. He was planning to take Albert home once all of his tests were complete. They were just huffing along the hillside when... Whoa! Careful there! You nearly collided into me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey, wait. I know you. You're that engine discovered from that miniature gauge railway. Well, you must be still trying to get used to running on the rails. Well, I'll give you an easy pass. Come along, Greg. Now, everyone should know that Rusty is in charge of maintenance duties, making sure that the rails are safe and smooth to run on. Although, most of the time, Rusty would bring along his trusty little tanker, Craig. He kind of acts like a tender for steam engines, carrying water and coal. So basically, Craig is like a carry-on petrol tank for Rusty in case he has to go extra distances. But then there was trouble. Rusty was just rolling along near the Harwindori Castle when he broke down. Oh no!
Don't blast it.
I knew I should have taken a break. Meanwhile, up to Croven's Gate, Albert finally dropped off the manager. Thank you, Albert. Very comfortable journey. You've had your restoration, you've had your tests. First thing later on, you will return home.
Thank you, sir.
But as Gordon left to the mainland to drop him off, Mr. Percival received a call. Oh dear.
What happened?
Well, it appears that Rusty has broken down near the castle. Would you be kind and fetch him, please?
Right on.
It didn't take long, but Albert finally managed to find Rusty and Craig stranded.
Hello again, Rusty. I've came to help you.
Excuse me, but I must advise you, have Fred get us?
Craig, you know how Fred is. And hey, better someone than no one. At Croven's Gate, Rusty was hoisted onto a well wagon ready to be taken to the diesel works. I'm going to need a substitute to look after my maintenance duties while I'm gone.
I could do it, and mind if I bring Craig along so I could learn the routes?
What now? Oh, come now, Rusty. Surely you can't pair me up with this ironclad.
Oh, well, in that case, of course you may borrow Craig.
Well, what?
He knows the rails just as well as I do. Come on then, Rusty. Let's take you to the diesel works. And with that, the two diesels were off. leaving Craig in a very bad mood. A couple weeks have passed, and Craig was not enjoying his trip with Albert one bit.
Don't worry, Crane. I shall Rusty will return very soon at this point.
The two were making good inspections and great timing when they heard an ominous creak. Albert slowed to a stop and looked around frantically.
What's that? I heard a creak.
Craig looked around as well and noticed that there was a little rail leaning towards the lakeside of the castle, and that gave Craig a rather nasty, sinister idea.
Oh, it was nothing. It sounded more like a frog, so it must have been a frog.
Alright then.
Say, Albert, after my maintenance run, Mr. Percival wants you to take a train from the Blue Mountain Quarry and take it to the depot.
Albert was confused, but Craig did say that there was a train that needed to be taken to the depot, according to what Mr. Percival had said. So, they dropped off the maintenance train and headed to the Blue Mountain Quarry. Albert was very surprised. He had never seen such a busy, hustling place before. But no matter. He got to work and shunted and collected as many slate trucks as possible. Soon he was complete with a full train, and Paxton met up with him. Hello there, Albert. What are you doing?
I need to take this train to the depot.
Come on, Albert, we have a schedule to keep.
Iron Cloud taking a dip. Hello there, Paxton. Hi there, Rusty. Say, that was quite a long train. Who's taking that? That little green engine. Not Peter Sam, the recent one, Albert. What? But he can't take a train that long. Well, he's not alone. He has that tanker, and he said something about taking the... Oh no, Craig. What? Rusty, what? Where are you going?
Craig, should we be going fast?
Yes, Craig, yes! Onward, go, go, go!
Oh, wait a minute, what's going on?
It was at that moment Rusty realized Craig's devious scheme was to drown Albert by shoving him into the lake. Craig, I know you hate steam engines, but this has gone far enough. Please, stop this mayhem now.
Craig's gone mad.
I've seen him worse.
Luckily, Albert has stopped, much to Craig's disappointment. And poor Rusty was tired but yet relieved, and wanted to have a word with Craig once he was fished out with Albert. Some of the engines had salvaged as much load as they could. Albert did a minor checkup at the Steamworks, and just in time to say his goodbyes to his new friends and head home to the Chorus Railway. Although Sir Handel wanted to say something to his brother.
Albert, wait! Promise that you'll visit our railway sometimes, okay?
I promise.
And with the toot of Henry's whistle, he was off. Safe travels, Albert!
Goodbye, Albert.
And what about Craig? Well, as a punishment for what he attempted to do to Albert, Mr. Percival has taken away his chassis and now made him as a petrol tank for Kevin at the Steamworks. Probably for the best, so he'll never cause any more grief for the engines on the Skarloey Railway. We interrupt this program with some breaking news. A narrow gauge engine was recovered from the Arlsdale mines after being buried for so long in the... Oi, wasn't that one of the engines that co-worked with you back on your old railway? Albert?